Welcome back, YouTubers, to another Q&A with us, the British Fist. Get up, MJ. Come on, let's be serious now. I'm Mr. Parkin01. This guy here, flapping his hands all together in a cat fight, is MJ.
What's up?
As you can see, we're having a lot of fun here at the British Fist. Subscribe up above, like this video, and comment your thoughts on some of the questions we've answered down in that comment section below.
Make sure you contact us in the links in the group box. No.
Yes, you can send questions via commenting down below if you're that lazy like me. You can send questions through our YouTube inbox, which would be the preferable web method of giving us questions. Or you can send it through our Facebook, facebook.com/British Fist. And we've had a lot of questions from you guys lately, so we thank you very much for the questions, and we will get round to them, answering them as soon as we can, because we have been inundated with questions lately, haven't we?
Yeah.
Right, so we're better to start with this Q&A than, well, where we left off last time, eh? The first questions we got are from Gary Josephson. Which 5 wrestlers or tag teams would you like to see the WWE add to its roster which you think could be an asset to the company? In brackets, he says, and side note, these can of course be wrestlers which the WWE have previously released. So 5 wrestlers or tag teams you would like to see in the WWE that could be an asset for the company.
Well, I want to say a wrestler and a tag team. My wrestler would be MVP.
Yes.
I miss him. He was a great wrestler. He could have done great things. The tag team is money. Yeah.
Crime time! I knew you would say crime time. For me, I would love to see Bobby Roode and James Storm, whether it be a tag team or singles wrestlers, in there. I wouldn't mind seeing the Mojo Machine Guns in WWE. I wouldn't mind seeing Kevin Steen in WWE, for fuck's sake. But for the sake of that, you can have Crime Time and MVP, and I'll add Beer Money to the squad. I
was close to saying bring the Hardys back, but because of their past now and their things they've done, no. But they were a good tag team, but sadly no.
So yeah, that's pretty much our 5 wrestlers. We probably could get some more, but that's a general breakdown there. Because it leads on to the next question. Which 5 wrestlers or tag teams would you like to see in WWE cut as they bring nothing to the current product? Well, I would like to say David Otunga, but I do think he does offer something, because he's got this lawyer character going. I don't really like him as a talent, but he has this whole lawyer thing which could be used by WWE. Yeah, maybe.
Wrestling lawyer, yeah, I guess.
No, it's like Johnny Curtis could be cut, in my opinion. Fuck Johnny Curtis.
Yeah, he's turned to be a big joke. But the thing is, before we list these, they've lost a lot of big names as it is. Yes. So to lose any more, one of their little names, but still.
Carly, I know he's already gone, but I don't think he offers anything to WWE anymore. They've kind of done all they can with him. They had that feud with Undertaker, and that was pretty much all they could do with him. So they might as well get rid of him, even though they kind of already have, haven't they? Guys like Yoshi Tatsu, just it's the kind of guy who's always going to be main eventing superstars and never is actually ever going to be in any kind of program on WWE. So they might as well get rid of him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, people would say some of the divas because they're just pointless doing nothing, but they need them. So yeah, that's why we're not naming any. Especially
if WWE are going to go ahead and bring in a Divas tag title. We'll get to that maybe in a later Q&A. Who knows? If you ask that question, we'll gladly answer it. Another guy who I think WWE could probably get rid of, Tyler X. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, the thing is, they need these jobbers, and I think Tyler X could offer something to the WWE, but they kind of dropped the ball the first time with him.
So with Tyler X, when they brought him in, it was kind of not a big name, but he did make some impact, temporary impact, that we thought, oh, this could be a dark character, you know. But so, release him now. I'd
love to say someone like Hornswoggle, but again, like Otunga, I feel he does offer something in terms of like a special attraction.
There are people I know that don't like Hornswoggle, but the way I see it, Hornswoggle is SmackDown's entertainment, and Santino's like Raw's. Yeah. So it would be good to have something on SmackDown going as well.
Next question is from JP Jr. I hope I got that name right. Just a thought I had. Light bulbs going off in your head. But what would you think about a storyline between The Undertaker and Christian? Then Christian's one more match gimmick could lead to a match at WrestleMania. I think it could work and would be nice to see a fresh opponent for The Undertaker. Not sure if Christian would be the right guy to go up against Undertaker.
Because we look at Taker now and think that he's going to be leaving soon, so we've got to be careful who he goes up against. Yeah. But if we did go down one more match, you know, Christian and Taker...
Nah.
No, I was trying to think of the positive in it, but no.
It wouldn't be big enough, would it? That's the problem. It wouldn't be big enough. Christian wouldn't be a believable contender for Undertaker's streak. So no, I can't really say I agree with that idea. I think it's a very good, it's a very creative idea. It's not like it's I'm going to dismiss it straight away idea. But you know, the whole one more match gimmick isn't bad. It's just that I don't think this will be a big enough match for Undertaker's streak.
No, my question for you would be, what storyline would you have to get Christian to go up against Taker?
How would you book it? Let us know in that comment section below. That'd be an interesting little comment. Next question is from Orton Straight Brother. Orton Straight Brother. So many things I could say about that name. Should the WWE get rid of Money in the Bank, or should they only be one briefcase holder in one calendar year? Yeah, so should basically, right, so let's go first. Should the WWE get rid of Money in the Bank? Do you think it's a good concept, or do you think it's one of those concepts that's kind of keeping talent back?
Well, like I was saying, it's two-sided about this. But the way I see it is that, yes, it's giving a Raw Money in the Bank and a SmackDown Money in the Bank, but I do miss it being just one pay-per-view, one special big match.
I mean, you have the Royal Rumble, you used to have King of the Ring, which really elevated guys. So I think having one Money in the Bank match at WrestleMania could be good. I mean, I don't mind them having two because WWE are at that point now where they need to create new stars quick. So to give two guys, maybe newer guys, like we saw Del Rio and Bryan, giving them Money in the Bank, even though it didn't necessarily work with a guy like Daniel Bryan, at least you're still giving him that main event push on Money in the Bank. But I think one a year, especially at WrestleMania, where it could be an attraction rather than at a pay-per-view, even though we got a very good one.
Because people look forward to Money in the Bank just because of how it is and how it's a ladder match as well. Yeah. So the thing is, I miss it being at WrestleMania because it was a highlight of WrestleMania. Yeah. It helped to make WrestleMania bigger than what it was. So the way I see it, I'm two-sided, but I'm more leaning towards having one Money in the Bank.
So I still think WWE should keep Money in the Bank, but I think they should have one rather than two.
Yeah, that's the way I see it. Yeah.
And plus, it'll make it mean a little bit more as well. I don't know. I mean, just our opinion on that one, my friend. Superfan931. If certain divas do become managers or valets, who would you have them manage? What divas do you think we should become valets? Are we like Kelly or people like that? Who would you have be a valet?
Someone that I think is like Eva Torres could go.
Bella Twins managing the Usos. Twins and twins. Just an idea.
I think it should be single divas that are probably doing nothing. Like Tamina can go with a group of things. Like we have at the moment we have the Primo and Epico.
Yeah, with Rosa Mendes.
So that works.
That works perfectly.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
I think Tamina. I would like to see Tamina go on a singles run. Natalia, I think, would like to see her on a singles run. Beth Phoenix again on a singles run. I think Kelly would be a good valet for someone, I feel. Maybe someone who needs a bit more of a reaction from the crowd, like a Ted DiBiase maybe or something. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of people.
I agree with managers more than relationships, Daniel Bryan.
Yes, Daniel Bryan. Stealing my girl, AJ. Just saying that there. Daniel Bryan and AJ, that's another one. Zack Ryder is with Eve Torres at the moment. I don't think that's going to work personally, but that's just me. Yeah, exactly. So I think divas, the thing is, right, valets and managers have a place in WWE. And I do think they should use that whole concept more. They've got, Vicky Guerrero, but who else do they really have as managers now, apart from Rosa Mendes?
Like, it's normally heels, like we've seen Vicky Guerrero, that works. With faces, we have to wait and see if it works, but heels work better. Yeah,
so I do feel there's a place for divas as valets, especially the heels. Just going to put that out there.
Yeah,
next set of questions come from the one and only Mr. Trick 1. He's got 1 at the end of his name, which means he's special. The first question he asked us is, what's the future for Gail Kim? Do you Knockouts champion for a good couple of months?
I think she's going to stick with TNA and have a good run on there, becoming a popular knockout on there.
Yeah, I mean, TNA obviously have a lot of confidence in her. They booked her pretty well, so I would imagine that she would have a big future in TNA because she is one of those kind of knockouts which really, makes that knockouts division special, especially in terms of especially from the divas that really aren't being booked very well at the moment.
That's what I see, because she went into TNA and she's already in the top pitch, already the champ. So I think, to be honest, they have faith in her. So also it's like they're going to keep working on her.
Yeah, that's what I think as well. So, how would you book Samoa Joe in the WWE? Basically, I mean, Samoa Joe is a massive guy. You'd have him go on a dominating streak. You'd have him be a couple of jobbers, maybe.
You say that, I say the Rumble, because the Rumble is a perfect example of having more than one wrestler in the ring at a time, going crazy, eliminating loads. So that'll make his entrance big.
Yeah. I think that's the kind of thing they should do with Brodus Clay. Maybe have him go in the Rumble, or have Samoa Joe in some kind of 5-on-5 match, Survivor Series or something. These are simple ways to bring him in after WrestleMania, like they usually do. Have him go on a dominant streak or something, and then have a feud with some babyface, for the mid-card title. Maybe, I don't know.
He needs something that shows that he is a one-man destruction man. So yeah,
pretty much. What's the future for Evan Bourne? I unfortunately think he will be stuck in the tag team division, and I think also WWE have come down quite hard on his drug thing, so they're not really going to put him above mid-card. That's what I think the future holds for Evan Bourne.
When I look at Evan Bourne, he's a talented wrestler, so I could see him with like an IC US, But having something higher than that, no, because obviously he's not the height, he's not got the.
He's not got the look.
Look, that's I'd be on up to, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think he'll stay in the tag team division. I think he has a place in the tag team division, in my opinion. As for a mid-card title, I just can't see it happening. Just that's my opinions on that. Do you think Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley will ever be in the main event? No, purely on the fact that they're small X division guys, and TNA will either limit them in the tag team division or the X division. They will never be in the main event.
I know they use the X division to work their way up, but with them, I just don't see them working their way to that standard.
Again, they don't have the look to be believable main eventers. They can main event a show because their tag team matches with Beer Money. Some of them are fucking awesome, but they can't be main eventers. They could main event a show. Their tag team, like I said, their tag team matches with Beer Money, Generation Me were fucking fantastic and could have main evented shows, but they won't ever main event. I'm sorry.
No.
What's the future for The Miz? Very strong, I feel. Very strong on the mic, improving in the ring, is a good character. WWE could do a lot with him. I think he's got a real big future for WWE.
I would agree.
Yeah.
The mic skills are great, and obviously he's been an XW champion before. I'm thinking they're going to rebuild him up towards that, make him the champ again, have a good reign with that. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, pretty much echo for me. Strong future for Miz. Should TNA buy Ring of Honor? No. Just because TNA have a bigger roster as they have now, and I want to see ROH develop as their own company to challenge TNA.
I know if TNA brought them, maybe the popular will go up, but when it comes to competition, it comes to progression in a wrestling business, it's good to keep them separate.
Who do you think should come to TNA from the WWE and ROH? Come to TNA from WWE and ROH.
Okay.
We got John Morrison maybe coming to TNA. Chavo Guerrero, I know, has joined TNA.
Well, this is before the SmackDown,
Yeah.
but Drew McIntyre, maybe if he does get fired, he needs somewhere else to go, so why not?
Yeah, and from ROH, maybe they would do well to bring in some tag teams if they were gonna bring people from ROH, maybe a Kevin Steen, Mike Bennett, guys like that. I think would be pretty suited in TNA. But I don't think TNA would bring in like a David Richards or an Eddie Edwards, just personally.
That's going too high, I think, yes.
Yeah, and it's mainly because they're just smaller guys that would never go anything more than mid-card. But TNA could bring in guys. They won't do it, but they could bring in those sort of guys from WWE that have been released that obviously have talent that they could use, like John Morrison, Drew McIntyre, if they do, if that does happen.
Yeah, that's true. That's how I see it.
What's the future for R-Truth? Will he be a good R-Truth? Or now, or will he, now by that, I mean he will turn face.
What's up?
Oh God! Yeah,
I think he's going to stay heel, even though he's got in between look. So the fans are loving him. So he could go towards a face, but I think he played a great, strong heel, and the fans seem to love him for it.
I mean, at the moment, he's still kind of got a heel character. He's still using that same gimmick, but he's kind of over with the fans as well. So for me, he'll be a tweener. So that's the future for R-Truth. I think he's better as a heel, obviously, because that's how he got over. But as a tweener, he could be pretty good as well. Because his promos are fucking hilarious, and some of the stuff he's done is hilarious.
I think he's got the character that the WWE seem to like. So I think, to be honest, he'll be in tweener. I just can't seem to do anything different to that.
ESF Andy 011. How would you repackage Cena? His gimmick, in-ring moves, etc. I think we've been very vocal about him not turning heel.
With Cena, again, yes, there's this whole WrestleMania thing, and it's going to be a clash of the faces, and I think Cena, they're going to be really careful about his draw, so they want to keep him a face. We've said this before, but yeah, that's how we see it.
I mean, in terms of his gimmick, the thing is with his gimmick is it's so stale and it's so unreal. You want to make his character a bit more realistic. Get frustrated, don't just be this smiling babyface all the time. Have some frustration. Some of the best babyfaces like Austin and The Rock never just went out and went, they got frustrated and they had serious sides. They need more to that than Cena.
Because the only time I've actually seen Cena's opposite side is when people went after his dad, because when it comes to family, he does go crazy, he does go bad, but not everyone goes after his family. So I think more things need to frustrate him to show his anger and frustration.
As for his in-ring moves, I would get rid of his STFU finisher because he's not a technical wrestler. They should focus on the fact that he's not a technical wrestler and get rid of that whole STFU fucking stupid submission move thing that he does and concentrate on that FU. Personally, that's what I would want to do.
He needs. That's what I see it.
Last question of this Q&A is from Hey It's Doki. Hey It's Doki, Yoki Doki, George Phillips. Do you think they will bring back an old WWE title or create a new WWE title? They're not going to create a new one.
Well, there's the whole new thing about the Divas.
Oh, the knockout. But the tag team. But I think they brought back the old classic title. I don't think they're going to bring back any old titles like the hardcore or European.
The one I would bring back is the women's.
The women's, oh definitely.
This butterfly belt off.
Yeah, pretty much. If I was to create a new WWE belt, to be honest, I wouldn't want to add one. I wouldn't want to add one in.
No, because I think the belts they've all got justice. Like the 2 mid cards, the 2 world heavyweights, the tag.
Yeah,
so I think they've got pretty much what they need.
If they were going to bring back an old one, maybe the cruiserweight title or the European Championship as an undercard belt, but I don't think they'll do that. They've got 6 belts which they can book for, and sometimes they have trouble booking for 6, especially the tag team and the Divas sometimes. So there won't be any change in that. Nothing old, or they've sort of like hinted at bringing back old belts, but I don't think Vince McMahon will do that. Vince McMahon wants to move on with his product, not focus on the past. And they're not going to create a new title unless they want to get rid of that spinner belt, are they?
No, that's the way I see it. The only thing I would say, like you said about the cruiserweight and that, I'll stick with the women's, but again, like Dan said, nothing's going to change.
Yeah, okay, that's been another Q&A from us, the British Fist.
Gotcha.
Of course, if you have any comments on some of the questions we've answered, or you have any opinions on what we've answered, or any opinions on the answers we've given, get them in that comment section down below. And please, 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 because we want to keep this Q&A session going for as long as we can, keep your questions coming in and we'll answer them as soon as we can, but we'll always guarantee to answer your questions at some point. NJ?
Okay, now people, this has been a Q&A, which means questions and answers.
Yeah, we answer questions. Yeah,
we do indeed. Yeah. And that's been very interesting. We've enjoyed your questions, so keep them coming in, because that has been it from Mr. Parkin and me and Jay, the British Fist. And until next time, people, goodbye.